Are you thinking about selling your home? And are you curious about how much it costs? Well, stay tuned because we're going to break everything down for you right after this. Hi friends, welcome back. I'm Kelly Vaughan. I'm a realtor with the Vaughan team in Keller Williams, and thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time on our channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button right down below and make sure to turn on notifications. That way you will know every time we post a new video. On this channel, we talk about everything real estate related and what it means to live the good life in North Texas. So you want to sell your house, but you don't know how much it's going to cost. So what we're going to do today is we're going to break down the different major categories of fees that are charged to a seller when you sell your house in Texas. The first big bucket of fees is going to be real estate agent commission. In Texas, real estate agent commissions are 100% negotiable. And it is up to you and the real estate agent to come up with the best scenario that works for both of you. But the industry standard is 6% of list price. So we're going to work our scenario through on the standard. The 6%, as a seller, you are paying both your agent for representing you and listing your property, and you're paying the buyer agent for bringing the buyer to you. So the 6% is 3% on each side. Bucket number 2 is title policy and escrow fees. In Texas, we are a title state, meaning that we close our real estate transactions with title companies. Some states are attorney closed and other states are title closed, and Texas is a title closed state. So when you get an offer on your house and you accept it and the contract is executed, that contract and the buyer's earnest money will be deposited at a title company. And the title company is going to administer the entire closing process, making sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed and all the deadlines in the contract are met, and that clear title exists so that you can convey that title to the buyer with no encumbrances. Title insurance is what you use to ensure that you have clean title. The title company is going to do a back-chain title search and make sure that there are no claims against the property, be they an old relative that comes out of the woodwork who says, no, this is my house, or a long-lost cousin who pops up and says, oh, no, my grandpa wanted me to have this house. So the title company is going to ensure that those things don't exist and that there aren't any mechanics liens on the property and that the mortgage is paid off. They're going to make sure all of that happens. The title insurance is there just in case it doesn't. So the title insurance is one of those, like any insurance, it's good to have. 99% of the time, you're not going to need it. But as a seller, you are going to pay the insurance premium for the buyer, and then the buyer is going to pay the insurance premium for their lender, ensuring that the buyer and the lender are being insured that they have clean title to the property. Those rates are set by the state of Texas, and you can look them up. The Texas Department of Insurance will, just based on the sales price, you just plug in the sales price and it'll pop up what your title policy fees are. There are also fees that are charged by the title company for administering the process, and also paid to the attorney who drafts up the deed of trust and all the other documents, ensuring that everything is properly done. The title company will file the new deed with the courthouse, making sure that the title is transferred appropriately and that everybody's happy. Bucket number 3 is property taxes. Now, it is no secret that in Texas, property taxes are high. But It is because we do not have a state income tax. So property taxes are going to be prorated for the portion of the year that you own the home. So you'll pay your portion of the year, and then at the end of the year, the buyer will pay the lump sum. So essentially, you're giving the buyer credit for the property taxes. The next bucket is going to be a home warranty. It is standard in Texas, it is customary that the seller pay for 1 year of a home warranty for the buyer. The home warranty is going to cover the major mechanics of the house. It's going to cover plumbing, it's going to cover electrical, it's going to cover HVAC and water heaters and garage door and things like that. The custom is that the seller will pay for 1 year of a home warranty for the buyer. And then after that, it's up to the buyer whether or not they maintain it. And then the last bucket is going to be any buyer closing costs. That is negotiated in the contract. As a seller, you do not have to pay anything. You may be asked to pay for some things given the type of loan that your buyer has. There are certain, with a VA or FHA loan, there are certain things that the buyer legally cannot pay for that you as a buyer will pay for. But again, that number is completely negotiable and not required. So let's put all this together and break it down. Let's assume a $200,000 sales price and an April 9th closing. So you've got your $200,000 sales price first. Right off of that is going to come 6% realtor commissions, which would be $12,000. Next is going to be the title policy. And the title policy for a $200,000 house in Texas is $1,359. Escrow fees, we're looking at the standard is generally $100 to prepare the documents paid to the attorney and $500 paid to the title company for administering the process. Property taxes on we're assuming that property taxes, I'm making this number up, all honesty. Property taxes on this house are $3,000 a year. And if you're closing on April 9th, that means that you've owned the property for 100 days of that year. So we prorate the property taxes of $3,000 a year down to $822 for the 100 days that you owned the house. And then the next line item is going to be your home warranty. And I benchmarked a few different home warranty companies, and you're looking at about $450 for a very basic home warranty. Of course, it will go up from there depending on whether or not you've got a pool or multiple AC systems and all that kind of stuff. But a real basic home warranty, a good home warranty, basic one, will be $450. In this scenario, there is no homeowners association, so there aren't any fees that have to be paid to the homeowners association. So if you add everything up, we're looking at $15,231 in closing costs on this property. And which, if you do the math, comes out to 7.6% of the sales price. So again, the standard that I said in the beginning, 7 to 8% of your sales price is going to be in closing costs, holds. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, check out this video up here, which is more about selling your house in Texas and the cost and what the process is. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Be kind to each other, and we'll see you next time. Bye.